Okay, so far so good. Letting me let people in. What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. We did it. The Zoom link's working. We have people join in. How's everyone's week going so far? Don't be afraid to talk back, guys. It's okay. If you're not able to, though, then I totally understand. But we're
It's
kind of at the point. Oh, what's up, Anna?
Hi. Was going over old
Oh, well, you cut out.
them finished.
I heard you were going over old and then it cut out. What did you say after that?
Those
You were going through old videos?
demos, recordings. So we're
Oh,
going over those and seeing a couple different changes and trying to get them mixed and mastered then.
ooh, exciting. That's a fun part. Are you getting ready to roll out a new project?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I think my biggest problem is I get really anxious when it comes to branding.
Mm-hmm.
So really right now at the same time like I've learned about tapping and that's really helped me get through a lot of things because these emotions we can't only write about them, we have to work through them and job done.
It's a process. It's a process for sure. Man, but exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Excited for you to release your new music and hopefully in our inner circle insiders community when it's ready you can share it so that we can, hear it and support you once you're ready to release it.
Definitely. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. And you're a newer member, so you gone back and looked at like the previous webinars that we've done so far?
I've seen the first one and I'm
Mhm.
going slowly through it, so I'm like hoping by the weekend to catch all up. And
Yeah.
I want to introduce myself. I opened a Discord yesterday, but my computer kind of froze up. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to sleep. And now it's working again, so we're good.
Yes, Discord is where we are honestly having the most fun, or where I'm having the most fun. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves as well. But that's where I feel like I've been able to get to know people. People have shared their music, their videos. And then on these live streams, I also give you guys like homework, but it's like, no one's grading it. It's just stuff to kind of help you get through like your branding and stuff. And so we've shared mood boards, people have shared like their branding statements and different stuff like that. And it's been fun just getting to know everyone as an artist and what their music and stuff is about.
Mm.
Cash, I just gave you permission for the brand identity questionnaire, as well as, oh, I think you requested the questionnaire twice with two different emails. So I'm only going to give you access with one. It'll be the second email, and I'll cancel the first one. All right. You're welcome. Sorry, that like literally just happened before we got on this call, and I was like, ah. So let's see. We have 7 people in here so far. Welcome, you guys. Let's get started. Everybody else can come in as they come in. But we are deep. This is week 3. We are 3 weeks deep into our new or my new branding 2.0 branding guide. And I feel like we've been doing a lot. We've been getting a lot done. I've been seeing a lot of you guys with the homework and everything, which has been exciting to see. Like I said, seeing everybody grow as an artist. But Today, it's going to be about turning all the work that we have done into an immersive experience that like fans can actually feel. And I want to focus on what it really means to implement your brand and to create a fan experience. And just really, we're really doing the world building. I feel like everything that we've done before, as far as locking in what your brand identity is, locking in what your brand story is, then making it visual and doing the mood boards and locking in on your visual archetypes and aesthetic. That was all the foundational strategy stuff that we needed. And that is what we kind of needed to get started to even know like what this world is going to look like. So let's talk about implementation. Now that we have done all the work, let's talk about what we do with it. So, I just, quick notes before we get started. The replay will be posted in the Insiders Hub. Have you guys been in the Insiders Hub? How are we doing with like logging in to the community on the website? Let me know if there's been any glitches.
It's worked well for me.
Cool. Okay. Good to hear that. That's where the course is. That's where everything is. Smooth login for me. Okay, awesome. Yes, because I did not buy a membership. So the only way that I see the inner circle is from the editor side. And so I just wanted to make sure that the experience is going well on the user side as well. Because if it wasn't for y'all, I don't know. Oh, you know what? It was like on one of my TikTok live streams where someone was like, it's not letting me sign up. And I'm like, dang, had I never asked this, I would have just been sad and been like, why is no one signing up for my thing? So that's why I like to ask for feedback. But I'm so excited. I've had most of the one-on-one calls with our founding members, so I've been able to say what's up and get to know quite a few of you guys. Were there any questions in the Discord? I didn't get a chance to check before I popped up on here. Let me see. Let me see. That's also a place, the Q&A, it doesn't just have to be for things for me to answer on the live stream. Reem, I saw you ask questions in there just about like, where's the Mila note link? It's like, great question. I got you. So feel free if you guys are struggling with certain parts on the worksheets, if you are having any blockage or barriers that aren't letting you move forward and you have any questions for me, definitely always feel free to use the Q&A thread. Let me just see if there was, oh no, I don't see any new questions in here. Okay, cool. Then we're all good. Without further ado, let's jump into it. We are going through phase 4, which is if you have looked forward in the branding guide, you know what? Let me actually screen share. That's probably a lot better than just looking at my face anyways. Wait, which second? My bad, y'all. I shared the wrong screen. Zoom is embarrassing me again. So never mind. But if you have had a chance to go through our artist, our workbook, this is, let me see what page number this is. This is page 9. So phase 4, which is implementation and stay consistent, as well as the action plan page. So next week we'll go over phase 5, which is to monetize your brand. But page 9, which is phase 4, implement and stay consistent. And then page 11, which is the action plan. That's where I'm pulling from in the workbook today. So let's jump into what it means to build a branded fan experience. Hold on, I'm hearing pop-ups. Is that in the chat? No, that's not in the chat. So that must be in Google. Let me close that. Oh, and it might be in Discord too. I might have to close the Discord. Uh, is anyone asking about this? Y'all, I'm so sorry. I really need an assistant. Hey, are we doing Zoom this time? Yeah. Thank you, Cash. Please drop the Zoom link for Honey Gold Jasmine to join. I appreciate you. Um, okay. All right. I closed Discord so that I don't have any more distractions. Let's get into it. All right. So, what it means to build a branded fan experience, we've talked about this. Like branding, it's not just logos, it's not just your color schemes, it's how people feel when they land on your page, when they watch your videos, when they hear your music. So, let's talk about creating a world that your fans want to actually live in. So, there's two different parts of your brand. There's like the brand experience, and then there's the brand aesthetic. The brand aesthetic is really your vibe. So this is the visual language of your brand. It's how your brand looks, it's how it feels at a first glance. So this is really the colors, the fonts and typography, the photo and video filters. So if your music feels nostalgic, but maybe it's not the VHS filter that you're using, maybe you're using a video filter, or like a 8mm video filter because it feels groovy, like we made this in the 70s, like that kind of stuff, as well as wardrobe and styling. And then your Instagram grid layout, that's a huge part of like the brand aesthetic and the vibe, because that is the visual app. That's where the aesthetic girlies live, right? So your brand is going to be, oh, as well as like your logo and your cover art design and everything, and how those tie into each other. So an example of that, if we just want to pull like a random, moody R&B artist, they might use muted tones, they might have black and white visuals and vintage inspired fonts that are going to create something sensual, that's going to create, again, that nostalgic vibe, or anything that really ties you back to like, when I created this music, I wanted people to feel a certain way. And so if you want people to feel a certain way, then how am I inspiring them to feel like that visually? That's what we want to think about when we take the brand aesthetic and the vibe into consideration. The second part is your brand experience. So this is how people experience you. This is how people remember your brand. And a lot of times music artists make their brand all about the music, but you do more than just make music, even if it is like music related things, right? So what, like your artist journey, let me sorry, I could go on a tangent. I'm like, let me stick to the stick to the outline because I'll just go off. But this is how people experience and remember your brand. It's everything that happens beyond the visuals. So the story that you tell through your content and your music, how you engage with your fans. If you are never having any captions with call to actions for people to comment on your stuff, and nobody ever comments, nobody ever shares, nobody ever likes, nobody ever DMs, that's when it's like, okay, this shit is not working. I need to make sure that I am making my brand an experience so that if I want people to engage with me, I'm giving something to them for them to engage with. So the emotions people feel after interacting with your music in your brand, that's also a part of the brand experience. What if you are creating content and you're starting to do like repeatable series that people love to come back and see, those, as well as your performances, your rollouts, your merch, what does it make people feel like? That is the brand experience that we're talking about. So even though your brand aesthetic is like the visual vibe that we get, your brand experience is the vibe of being in your world and not just looking at it, right? It's like being a part of it, being a member in it. So if we were to make an example for that exact same R&B artist, it might be to create a brand experience that feels like intimate, it feels healing, it feels romantic. And so if I am, because again, visually we have muted tones, we have the black and white visuals, we have the vintage inspired fonts because we want to create a nostalgic vibe. So if I want to create a experience that matches that, I'm going to do that through live acoustic sets because there's nothing more nostalgic than live instrumentation and, you know, the softness and the romanticism that comes with, and it can be the acoustic guitar, it can be your piano, anything like that. As well as maybe voice note style videos that seem just kind of more personal and romantic, like, dang, did I just, you know, open a message from Bay? Ooh, journalized style captions that feel like we are in your world and we are experiencing this together. So the TLDR is that your brand aesthetic gets people to stop scrolling, and your brand experience gets people to stay, support, and spread the word about your brand. So you need both to build an unforgettable experience. And from the stuff that we have been working on together, your brand aesthetic would come from the visuals that we have created, and your brand experience would come from your brand identity and the brand story that we have created. So you know what to create content about, what, you know, how to make people stay and support and spread the word and be a part of your music journey and community. And the brand aesthetic is what makes it gets the attention. It's what, you know, if I'm on my FYP and I got 3 seconds, it's what captures me, it's what hooks me in. So quick examples of artists who do this well. We've talked about these people throughout this entire month. So we've talked about Tyler the Creator. His fans feel like they're a part of a universe, right? He has Golf Wang, his aesthetic, no matter what album he's doing, there's always going to be a visual aesthetic that is a trademark visual aesthetic to that album. And I mean, a lot of people started paying attention with Flower Boy, but it started with like his very first album. Like he's been creating this universe. He just didn't know what he was doing as a teenager, and he got better at it as he became an adult. But whether it's, you know, Flower Boy, Igor, Call Me If You Get Lost, or Chromacopia with the green and all of that, all of his albums have a specific aesthetic, a specific tone as well to like the messaging and the captions and what they're talking about. The merch is specific. The kinds of, you know, stuff that he made for Igor or for Call Me When You Get Lost is not the kind of merch that he's going to be making for Chromacopia because they live in different worlds. The videos, everything always aligns. Tyler is very, very like locked in, creative, and specific. And a lot of people might look at artists like that and be like, I'm not doing all that. And it's like, okay, it's getting harder and harder to stand out. If you look at how hard someone is working, a successful artist, if you look at how hard they're working and you're saying you don't want to do all that, you might reconsider what you want to do for a living because being a music artist is not easy. And just as you guys all know, just because you're talented does not mean that you will be successful. So if you're wondering what's the difference between those artists who stand out and those artists who cross over and break through, it's this shit. It's all of this like hard stuff that nobody, well, I mean, I don't know. People could be talking about it. I don't see people talk about this enough. Steve Lacy, we talked about that example last week. That case study was really good of how he went from lo-fi bedroom pop to a sleek genre bending rock star icon. His brand story, it really evolved both visually and energetically, but it's authentic to him, right? He wasn't copying anyone else. That was who he was as he experienced things. But the stark difference between what did I do? Red, was it dark red? Between dark red and like what was the album with I wish I knew, I wish I knew you wanted me. Bad Habit. I don't know if that's the name of the album, but that's definitely the name of that single. The Zoom won't allow a guest to send the link. Honeygold Jasmine did the Loom, and her request is pending approval. How long ago did she do the Loom? Because oh, there's two requests pending approval. Guys, y'all got to do this. Like, you can't do it at the time of the thing. Like, requesting to come in at 12:06 while I'm on the live and everything. Just know, sorry. Anyways, okay, just approved. If they're not in, if they don't get in, like you guys have to request it before I'm actually on the live stream. Y'all know that. Um, so anyways, going past Steve Lacy, another great artist. It's a red and blue on the album. Oh, Gemini is the name of the album. Great. Bad Habit is the name of the single that like lives rent free in my head from that album. But yes, the name of the album is actually Gemini. And yeah, another great artist who's also really good at this is FKA Twigs. Like her brand is rooted in otherworldliness. She has avant-garde visuals, genre-defying sounds. Twigs has built an ethereal, ritualistic experience, and it really makes her feel it makes like her releases feel like performance art. It really makes you stop and be like, what is going on? What is this doing right now? What are we getting from my girl? At least for me. I love me some FKA Twigs. The crazy thing is I know her as an artist. I could not tell you one song. Right? But it's like because her aesthetics and everything stand out so much, I'm like, wow, this shit eats. But you can support, you can be a fan and all of that. But understand you guys, like music is what draws people in, and the world that I'm explaining to you guys to help create, that is what keeps them around. That's what makes them stay. So if Tyler is world building through play and style, Steve evolves with like a very, polish and vibe, and Twigs invites you into a cinematic dream where you really have to like slow down and feel. Her music almost feels like an experience for real. Like where it's but different strokes for different folks. It's like, do you want songs to live rent free in people's heads? Do you want people to experience your project or your album as the art, and the experience that it was meant to be? All of those good things. Um, Close your eyes and ask, if a fan found me right now, what would they feel? What kind of world would they be stepping into? Have any of you guys posted consistently to build a world, or are you guys just hoping to do that once we're done here? You can unmute and speak, or you can answer in the chat, whichever you're able to do.
Definitely trying to make a plan with this course and everything.
I feel it. I feel it. A lot of you guys I feel like are, I don't know, the mood boards and stuff that you make, I'm like, y'all are branded, like y'all are, but it's like no one's just ever explained it to me this way. So maybe the ideas and the images and the thoughts were always there, but you didn't know how to execute it or build something with it. So that could be a thing too. Yes, trying to streamline my posting. Love it. Love it. And don't worry, you guys. After we do all of this branding foundational work in this month, next month is all about content strategy. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to plan content, how to produce content, how to schedule and roll it out after that. I definitely ain't been consistent enough to build a world, nor did I know how to do it yet. Yeah, right? It's not a common thing, but okay, cool beans. So no fan would be able to experience a world if they were to go on anyone's socials right now, and that is okay. All right, let's get into the fan journey mapping experience. So every fan has a journey. If you found me on TikTok through my live streams, then you've probably heard me talk about like a fan funnel, which is the equivalent to like a sales funnel if you work in marketing. And so, what it is the journey that fans go through from discovering you to being a loyal supporter. And if we don't shape that experience, we lose people in the scroll, right? We've seen it before where maybe you've had success and one video went up, but then nobody's following you. And it's probably because they came to your page and it didn't hook them in visually. They were like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Do they make music? If they do, what's the most recent song that they have out? Like, and it also depends on what video even brought them there. If you're a music artist and you are, participating in every trending audio and stuff, and so one of your trending audio things goes up and you get 1 million views and 100,000 likes, but then you don't get any followers or any retention from that, like, yay, we're happy that they discovered you, but they didn't connect with you. They didn't, engage with you, and you weren't able to convert them. So it might not have done what you needed it to do. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about step by step what the fan journey is, what it really looks like, starting with discovery, the discovery process. So that is step one in your fan journey. And the reason why I do it like a funnel is because the amount of people gets smaller, right? Like I said, you can have a video that has 4 million views and still not have 10,000 followers yet. And it's because they discovered you. They found you. So this is the first touch. This can be while they're scrolling on the FYP page, if you're live, if you are doing any reels, TikTok, short form content, all of that kind of stuff. So that is where people are going to first discover you. And this can also be like IRL too. This can be a live performance. This can be if you did a collab and you were featured on another artist's, page or something like that. That could also be where people discover you. So discovery and marketing your music and all of that, it goes beyond just social media. Social media is just the most effective, consistent, and inexpensive way to consistently market yourself, which is why it has become a non-negotiable when it comes to the music artist journey. Sadly, I know a lot of you guys hate it. So ask, what is your most shareable or scroll stopping content right now? Does anybody have any of that? Or has nobody ever gone viral? Nobody has ever posted. What are we doing? If someone looked at my page right now, they'd be like, who's this motherfucker? You guys are funny. All right, but has anybody experienced that? Has anyone in here gone viral or had like, a scroll stopping content moment, anything like that that they want to share?
Okay, I can talk about it because I feel like I definitely was relating when you were saying it's like a funnel because it's like people, like you do kind of see who's loyal to you over time.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's been good for me. Like, I would say like a couple of years ago, like when social media like Instagram and stuff was first becoming popular, I was able to like get some success with that. And I've seen like, even though some of my followers like dipped over that time, like 7, 8 years, like I
Yeah,
do feel like I can see who's been more loyal. But I do feel like on some platforms like TikTok and whatnot, like,
yeah.
okay, I'll see some videos that get like good views or this and that, but I'm still struggling to identify, like what you said, what it is that pulls people in and how to like stay consistent to that.
Yeah, and honestly, that once you do find what makes people stick, sometimes it'll change and it'll evolve. Like what worked last time might not always keep working for you. So that's why we always have to keep evolving and keep changing things. But discovery is the first part of the funnel, and discovery is where you will probably have the biggest numbers. So the most views, the most, where people have seen things, that's where, oh, if you look at impressions and stuff like that in your analytics, that is all your discovery. Now, the second part of the funnel is engagement. So if I did stop my scroll because I discovered you through a reel, a TikTok, a live stream, or IRL, like at an actual, performance or something like that, then how did I engage? That's the second part of the funnel. So engage, of course, they can like a post, like that's great. But really, we want them to be commenting. We want them to be sharing. We want them to follow us. So if I'm at a performance and if I don't have any of my social media handles on my backdrop, if I don't announce who I am on socials, I can't be upset that nobody took it to the second step of the journey to engage with me because I didn't give them anything to engage with, right? So that is really important when you are posting. A lot of people just focus on discovery. They just want the views. They just want, that's it. They just want the views. They just want to go viral. If I could just go viral, I can get all these views. But it's like, but poops, we want them to follow you. We also want them to, connect with you. And we also want them to convert. We want them to actually support you on your journey. So what invites interaction? Like for you guys, is it polls? Is it questions that you ask in your video? Do you DM people after they follow you on a live stream? Anything like that that works well for you guys when it comes to getting engagement with the audience that you have? Ooh, Kesh said it's my lifestyle content or like BTS from photo shoots that performs well. And Reem said he hasn't gone viral, but a TikTok of him just telling his story has gotten a lot of views. And Moon said, I'm out of touch with social media. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. But how do you guys engage? If people do discover you because you went viral, how do you engage with them? Are we not engaging? Does nobody talk to the people? Are we are we using social media like a bulletin board where we just post our pictures and our videos and say, like me, thanks? Because that might be the problem.
I'll reply to them, but I don't get a lot of engagement. So it's like,
Got you.
or you go
Um,
to their page, you like their stuff, if you like their stuff. Kind of
mhm.
like,
So when you reply to them, are you saying like thank you and dropping emojis, or are you maybe asking questions to continue a conversation?
a bit of both.
Bit of both. Got it. The comment section. Comments is a really, really, really great place. But you guys, if someone likes us enough to comment, we want them, even if they just comment with emojis, we want to make them feel seen and appreciated for taking the time to leave a comment. So we don't want to match their energy. We want to be inviting. Like, think about like when you go to church. Let's say you're having well, I don't know how many of you guys go to church, but if you're having a bad day and the greeters at the front of the church are like matching your energy and aren't like nice and welcoming, it's like, I don't want to go to this church. This isn't going to help me. This is not, I came to church to feel better, So think about that. If people are coming to your page and if they're like, dang, girl, you did your thing on that song, and all they hear is thanks or smiley face, it's like, oh, I'm not following her. Oh, I'm never commenting on her stuff again. Like, that's how we want to think about it. We want to think about if these were people coming to your house, how would you greet them? That's how you should treat everyone who comments on your stuff, to kind of invite them into your world. All right. So next, So the first part on the fan journey is discovery. The next part is engagement. The third part on the journey, and again, it keeps getting smaller because less people do this, right? A lot of people might see your posts. Not everyone will like, comment, DM, or engage with you. And same thing, not everyone will connect with you, but we want to give them a way to connect. So connection can be through an email list. It can be through a Discord server. Some fans create the Discord server for you, like, and they will flush it out and run it for you because they love you down, right? So they join your world. How? How are they joining your world? What makes them feel seen and included? And can they talk to you and other fans? You want to give them somewhere to connect outside of your social media, because your social media, you don't have ownership of that audience. And we have seen that. We have seen whole apps go away. Vine, TikTok went away for 13 minutes and came right back, but everybody was shitting their pants when it happened because it was like, there goes my 14 million followers. There goes, and all of that. But had you created a place for connection outside of the social platform, you know, so that's why you need to have a website. That's why you need to have a place where you can collect emails and have a mailing list. And then you have to think about, what am I going to give these people? If I'm collecting emails, I can't just email them every time I release a song and I want something from them, because then it feels like a one-sided relationship. We have to make people feel like it's mutually beneficial. Like, you pouring into me, I'm pouring into you, we pouring into each other, right? So that is how you really connect with fans once you get there. At first you need to be discovered for there to even be any fans to engage with, for there to even be, a reason for you to have a place to connect with them, right? So it's kind of like one thing at a time, but I'm just giving you an outline of what the journey is. And then finally, the last step of the journey is conversion. So that is them listening to your music, pre-saving, your album, buying your merch, buying tickets to your shows. So, if they're an RSVP for the live stream, if they subscribe to anything like that, what are you offering that's worth support? What are you offering? Like, if you did go viral, if you did get a million fans, do you have this journey set up in a way where they would be able to support you outside of just streaming your music, right? Because again, music is really, it's a hook, it's a tool. But in 2025, you do not make money just from music alone. Like, that is really what your world is based off of and what your brand experience is based off of. And you're an artist, and that's the creative medium that you like the most, that you decided to, pour your creativity and creative juices into. But you will not get, investing all your time, money, energy, and resources into just the music and making it sound good, you will not get a return on that investment. You have to know how to build a community. And the way that you build a community is by building a world that they want to be a part of. And then you will be able to do the connection and take them on this journey that I am explaining. So what content supports fans at each stage? Why don't you guys drop some ideas in the chat and I can give you guys some examples. We'll do it hand in hand. So if we are trying to get discovered, which I think a lot of you are in the discovery phase right now, where you just want people to fucking follow you, right? We need people to engage. We need people to like the stuff. We want people here. So the goal is to get seen by new people. That is the goal when we are doing discovery content. High impact content examples can be TikTok duets or trending sounds, but with your twist, right? Like, we do not need to be duetting health videos unless that's one of our brand pillars, unless you're a fucking health nut and you eat down. But we don't want people to find us for that and then come to our page and not follow us because ain't nothing about health on here. You see what I'm saying? So doing intentional TikTok duets or trending sounds. TikTok duets are really great if you are doing, if I had a verse on, and those kinds of stitches to other people's content. Another thing, behind the scenes creation clips. So one of my clients is doing a really great job at that right now. Her name's Chrysanthemum. And she's doing like these day in the studios where we just see different clips of her acting crazy in the studio, but it's like people do not know what that is like. And even if you have a home studio, it takes so much to create the melodies, to add the ad libs, to think of how am I going to flesh this out? How am I going to make this sound like more than just my voice on a beat? Right? Let me guys know. Let me hold on. I'm about to close my window because the gardeners are annoying me. Okay, that was yeah. Whew, they were loud as hell. Don't know if you guys could hear that, but I could, and it was distracting me. So behind the scenes creation clips, strong visual aesthetic that can also help you get discovered. If you have not just plain like out now music video teasers or anything like that, right? But if your music video teaser is like intriguing, if it is like making me be like, what's going on here? And it also depends on what you got going on in your video, right? Like, do you have a dance breakdown to bring them in with? Do you have some crazy strong visual projections and things that will make people, stop the scroll and be like, oh shit, this is fire. So those are some high impact content examples. Um, y'all ain't got no examples? Yeah. I was like, drop yours in the comment thing. They were like, girl, we are taking notes. We are here to hear your examples, not to share ours. Clips of live performances or crowd reactions. That's also really great if you are at the point where you're doing performances, doing open mics. And it can be them reacting to you going on stage. It can be you coming on and off stage if you're not getting the reactions that you want from people. But it's really important to have clips of live performances or crowd reactions, to really showcase that you know how to do that. If you're wondering, like, how do I get booked for shows? How do I get on tour? Things like that. People have to see that you have performance experience and they have to know what they're going to get from you. They can't just trust that if you have good music, you also know how to perform it. So these are really great things to help you get discovered. And then the last one is going to be collab content with other artists or influencers. Again, network horizontally. You do not always have to network with the hugest influencers or the biggest, music artists that make music in your lane. It is like, okay, we are kind of on the same path and it would be mutually beneficial for us to, do a collab together. And don't always make music with your friends. Like, yes, it is fun. We love it, right? But if they're in the same spot as you, it's the blind leading the fucking blind. And it's like, it's not helping you go up. It's not helping you build your network. It's not helping you step out. It's not introducing you to new audiences. It's just you having fun with your friends. And that's okay if that's what you are making music for. But if you're making music because you want this to be your career, then you have to think in a strategic way. So we already asked what your most, scroll stopping content was right now. And so if you don't have any examples or anything, that's okay. But just to recap, if you are in your discovery phase, and you are trying to get seen by new people, the best kind of high impact content examples you can do, TikTok duets or trending sounds, but with your twist, short form storytelling content. I wrote this song after X, Y, and Z. Behind the scenes creation clips showing us the creation of your videos, the creation of your cover art, the creation of your singles, or the creation of your brand, the creation of your mood board, the creation of your rollout. If you are actively writing, recording, and releasing music, you're always creating something. Strong visual aesthetics. So having music video teasers that do more than just, again, we don't want the fucking bulletin board post. We want intriguing, captivating, scroll stopping type of shit with dynamic edits that are like, ooh, what is this video out? Is the song out? Oh, hold on, let's follow them. That is the strong visual aesthetic kind of content that you need for discovery. Clips of live performances or crowd reactions, and then collab content with other artists or influencers. Whether you're, I mean, you could be lucky and, look, I've had clients reach out to other artists in DMs and be like, I would love to feature with you. And they were like, oh my gosh, no one ever wants to feature with me. Like, thank you. Mind you, this artist has like 1 million followers on Instagram. She only had 1 million followers on TikTok. She only had 2,000 followers on TikTok. But he didn't say no because her music's fire and baby's talented, and that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the music eats, they're gonna want to work with you. So don't ever sell yourself short and think I can't collab with them, because you miss every shot you don't take. So shoot your shot, okay? Let me look at the comments. I had an idea about doing if I wrote for if wait, if I wrote for a song for. Okay, I think you're saying I had an if I wrote a song for, like doing like your showcasing your songwriting ability. That would be really cool. And when you think about content, you also want to think about like what's easy, repeatable series that I can do that give me the results that I want. And well, don't worry. We'll talk about it more. Next month is the content month. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we're really going to get into it. For engagement, the goal is to get them to talk back or take interest. So after you have gotten the discovery that you want, and this doesn't have to be oh, I'm in my discovery phase, I'm only making discovery content. No, you can do a mix of this shit at any time. I'm just telling you, this is the journey that, fans take when they discover you. These are different types of content that you can do for different types of goals, but do not feel pigeonholed. Do not be like, well, I want to be discovered, so I'm only going to do discovery content, because baby, we cannot control human behavior. So let's say they start discovering you. Let's say you go viral and you have no idea what kind of engagement posts work to get them to talk back to you and take interest, because you were so focused on only posting discovery content. You have to post and flop before it becomes a bop, right? You got to test some shit out to see if it's good. So don't feel like you have to do only discovery posts because you want more followers and then do engagement when they get here. Like, no, do a mix so that you could figure out what works best for you and your goals. So taking that grain of salt into consideration, when you are doing engagement style posts and the goal is to get them to talk back and to take interest, the content that builds engagement is you asking questions, right? So if you are on your live stream and you are teasing, different songs, which version should I drop first? Because a lot of y'all are self-produced in here, which I love to see. I love to see the self-produced peeps. So if you are self-produced and you do have different versions of the song, have a poll. Which version should I drop first? If another thing is, if you've been through X, this one's for you. And this can be like an overlay text, like on the video. This can be in your caption. But what this is doing is it's setting the mood for the kinds of people that will enjoy this music, and also telling them like what your song is about. And really what you're doing is defining your target audience through the post. Call and response captions. So, I've I've had stuff in my videos where I'm like, if you picking up what I'm putting down, say ready in the comments. Shit went up. Like something as simple as that you just would not even, but it's so simple. Oh, I am picking up what she putting down. Ready. Like it's so simple, and we just don't even think to do it. Or even saying like drop a fire emoji if you're feeling this. Ooh, this was fire. Let me go ahead and drop. The emoji, let's have the emoji be specific to your brand though, right? So if I was doing this for Moon, I might do like a little like a black heart, or maybe like an alien head or something. I'm just going based off of your mood boards, right? If I'm doing this for Kay the Wave, I'm gonna have them drop a wavy emoji because baby's wavy. That's through and through, like in the brand and everything. She was like, I was like, describe your brand, wavy. I'm like, what do you mean? But now I see it. Now I get it because I've heard the music, I've seen the mood board, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's your shit. So you have to think about like what's best for you based on your branding and all of the work that we have done before. But yeah, quick, easy engagement posts. Go live, y'all. Please go live to answer questions or to share music. And if you don't have enough followers to go live on TikTok yet, then you should be creating discovery content, and any discovery content that gets outside of your normal amount of views and outperforms things, run ads on with the specific like intention of getting new followers, right? When you run ads on TikTok, it asks what you want to do. Do you want more views? Do you want this? Do that you want more followers? Be specific about the target audience that you want, because if they do find you, you want them to be who you want, right? And do that until you get 1,000 followers so that you can go live. But I don't know. Some people also said they took the stipulation off. I don't know what's going on, but go live, answer questions, share sneak peeks of your music, have fucking rants. I don't know, but connect and go live. You are, again, going live has helped me triple my following. Like it connects so much. And then thanking specific fans in your stories or your comments, that makes people feel seen. That makes them feel that's how you get lifelong fans right there. It's like, oh my God, again, it really matters. When people take the time to comment on your stuff, you have to show appreciation because they could have not. They could have kept scrolling. And if you want them to stay there, if you want them to follow, if you want them to keep engaging, then you need to make them feel special. Um Connection, this is, let me run through this real quick because I see we are running short on time. So let me wrap up the content examples. Is this too much? Should I stop on this? Should I save this for next time? Or are you guys writing these down? Are we loving it? All right. In an effort to wrap it up for time, real quick, connection. The goal is to pull them deeper into your world, content that builds connection. We are loving it. Yes. Okay. Thank you, people. You know, I be insecure. You got to talk to me in the comments. I got to know. Everybody gets quiet. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm putting everyone to sleep. So appreciate the feedback, y'all. So for connection, content that builds connection, having a close friends list, having a private fan club in the Discord, like I have with you guys, or maybe in GroupMe, or maybe in a mailing list. I tried the mailing list. It didn't feel as cool. Discord was a lot more fun. BTS voice notes or vlogs of here's when I almost fell off of a bike while trying to record content and do too much. Or you know what I'm saying? Just little BTS stuff that makes us feel like we're in it more. That is building connection for real. Doing Spotify playlist drops of, this is what inspired this album, this kinds of things. Doing community polls. Should I name, my next tour after these lyrics? What do you think I should name the album? If you guys were to call this a genre of music, what genre would it be? That kind of stuff, right? Let's see. And then the last thing for connection would be a fan feature post. You guys, this is how y'all do, not y'all, this is how you should do challenges, because I know everybody hates doing challenges because you're scared that nobody's going to participate in them. What you need to do is you need to hit up five friends, five families, somebody, and have them participate in your challenge. So you post the original, post asking people to participate in the challenge, telling them how to do it. Then you have a few close friends and family, I'm saying 5, but if you have more, great. We don't want less. We want more, right? So 5 or plus. Then reposting the people who participated in your challenge on your page and thanking them like a fan feature post, it encourages other outsiders to do it as well once they see people's examples and stuff like that. So we just always want your fans to feel seen, and we want to offer something that makes them feel like they're on the inside. And last but not least, conversion. If we are not doing this to convert people into paying our bills for enjoying our art, we're doing it for the wrong reasons. So the goal is to turn support into sales, right? They're already commenting, they're already following, they're already connecting with you, in a space that you have created. Now we want to turn that support into sales. So having a countdown, so conversion ready content, having a countdown to the day that you are dropping maybe behind the scenes clips, maybe you are dropping, the actual video. Like everybody has countdowns for their song coming out and for their videos coming out. We should be doing countdown content every fucking week, because we should have shit coming out every week that they should be looking forward to. Whether it's my behind the scenes vlog or my lyric video, my visual, like whatever I have coming out this week, let's do a countdown. Merch unboxing videos or fan try-ons. If you have merch, that's really great content to promote your merch, to actually show people in it, like fire. Limited time discounts, or we only have 10 left, like that kind of stuff, great to convert. Pinned story highlights. If you have a tour and you need people to buy tickets, there should be a pinned story highlight for that. If you are releasing a project and you need people to pre-save, there should be a pinned story to that, so that if I click on the story, the pre-save link that you posted in your story is now available for you. Oh, by the way, you can post links in your stories on TikTok now. I know they don't have story highlights. They'll probably steal that feature from Instagram soon if they stay around long enough. But just saying, we love all the new features. Another conversion content is a video of, your reaction to the first order of your merch or the first pre-save of your project, things like that. And then the last thing would be user-generated content. So again, fans wearing the merch, tagging your music, any of that kind of stuff. All really great conversion content. Don't worry, you guys. Since you guys really liked that, I will drop that in the Discord server. I'll drop the list of the conversion content so that you guys have it and don't feel like you missed anything. Really quick. I want to talk about consistency without burnout. I knew that I was going to go over an hour. Are you guys okay with us going over an hour? Are we okay? I might be like 15 minutes over. Not hell yeah. Hell yeah. That is the quickest response I have gotten from y'all. Okay. Okay, good. Let's go over then, because I got more shit to talk about. I'm just checking my schedule on my phone to make sure I don't have any calls or anything. Okay, my next call is until 2. Boom, we in there. Okay. So let's talk about consistency without burnout. It's really important. You don't have to post every day to be consistent like you used to in 2023, right? And that's so fucking close. That was not a long time ago, but that is how quickly social media is growing nowadays, guys. The shit, like, and you can take a break, you can come back, and the app can be completely different. So you do not have to post every day to be consistent, but you do have to show up the same way in different places. So stop thinking about consistency as being like frequency as much as it being familiarity. As much as, like I said, you want to think about, how am I going to show up in my content in like a repeatable, reliable way where people are, you know, getting things from me and want to be a part of this world that I'm spending my life. This is my life's work. You guys, the world that you guys are building, it is literally your life's work as an artist. So how are we getting people in here? It's not about being everywhere every day because it's just unrealistic. And at the end of the day, baby, this is not your job. You are not a content creator. Let me remind you, just because you create content does not make you a content creator. You are creating content with the specific intention of building a world and having your music discovered. So it's not about being everywhere every day. It's about building a rhythm that's sustainable and recognizable. So the way that you can do that is reusing brand visuals across platforms. So a great example, if you have a YouTube vlog where it's like vlogs are easier for me, like the long form content is just easier. I'm a yapper. I don't have to do as much edits. I can just be and post. Okay. Well, you're not posting your 15-minute vlog on TikTok, but you still want people to see it, right? So then you would do a teaser of like the most poppin' parts from your vlog and kind of draw attention for people to go watch it at YouTube. So that is repurposing one piece of content into a different form. And let's say in your vlog, you are telling people how to, I don't know, build a song. What y'all be using? BandLab, Ableton? I don't know. I'm not a producer. But if I've never made a song before and you're telling me how to make a song from scratch in the vlog this week, then that could be a carousel post on Instagram. The main parts, you know what I'm saying? So, because carousels is how you show up on Instagram, short form videos is how you show up on TikTok, and long form videos is how you show up on YouTube. So, it's one idea, one piece of content, breaking it down in different ways, and just styling it differently. And that's the thing, is that you created that content all on the same day. You batch recorded it. That's a huge part too. You should not be recording, editing, and posting every single day. You should not. Which is why next month when we get into the how to take the branding guidelines and make it into content is just as important as your actual strategy, the planning, the production, and everything it takes for you to roll out the content as well. A lot of artists just are like, I don't know what to post about, so they just want content ideas. Making content is more than that. It is. So you want to think about batch creation tips. This is something that you can do using like your brand mood board. Is like, okay, I want to have a swipe post this week. I want to have a, like, you can generate ideas from just looking at your mood board and knowing like what you want things to look like. And then batch recording it all in one day so that you're not burnt out. You can have a day for editing. You can have a day for, well, it should be a day for planning, a day for filming, a day for editing, and then you can schedule it all out like as drafts. And then on the day of, you just hit and post the day that it's supposed to be posted. Whew, it's a lot harder than it sounds. I still am not even in that process, which is why I'm hiring people to help me, because I was so focused on gaining clients and everything. Now all my time is spent with all my clients. Like I don't have time to make social media stuff anymore. So really, if you're an inner circle insider, y'all have been like my social media this month. I have not been like going live or posting as much, but it's because it's hard, it's difficult, and it takes a lot of planning. So a great place for you to start is to have a weekly rhythm of going live once, maybe posting 3 times a week, and then connecting with people, doing like polls and different stuff in your stories. If you've never posted a day in your fucking life, you're not going to start posting 5 times a week, right? So you want to start in a manageable way so that you don't get burnt out and so that you can show up. And then once it starts feeling like, oh, this shit's easy, I'm going live once a week, I'm gonna start going live 3 times a week. Oh, this shit's easy, posting 3 times a week. I'm gonna start posting 5 times a week. Oh, this shit's easy. Posting polls and stuff in my stories. I'm gonna start like having stories every single day, you know? So start with a smaller weekly rhythm and continue to build up. And then my last tip is to use Canva templates or like branded fillers to keep the look consistent. So you're not thinking about what font, like what am I gonna use? What is the thumbnail gonna look like? What is the this? What is the that? You should have branded templates that you just plug and play. You change the title, you change the picture. You might even update the colors or something because your color palette should have more than one fucking color. Come on, it should be multiple, right? It should be about 5 or 6. And you can do variations of things. So y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Y'all got quiet again. Y'all just staring at me? What's going on? Does this make sense? Is this helping? Does this seem manageable to kind of maintain the burnout? If you pulled up your content folder and asked, does this look and feel like One World or Random Moments? You wanna know. Yes, heard. Absolutely doable. Love, love. Great. Great thought to ramp up. I try going from 0 to 100 and get burnt out. Exactly, baby. You cannot go to the gym for a week and say, where's my 6 pack? It don't work like that. Does not work like that. Okay. You also cannot go to the gym and start using the highest weights on the machine and expect to drop 20 pounds in a week. Does not work like that. It does not work like that. You will hurt yourself and then you'll never want to work out again. And you also, now you really can't lose 20 pounds because now you're hurt. So take it one step at a time, you guys. It's helpful. It takes some pressure off. Yes. Yes, because the only person applying the pressure is yourself. Really. If you're like you're the pressometer, okay? You do not have to feel like you have to do everything and you have to post 5 times a week and if that's not where you at, that's not where you at. What's more, what's more important is to have the same vibe, build consistency. Now that you have this branding, start thinking about, okay, what Canva templates do I want to use? For when I post reels, do I want to have thumbnails? Because as a reel, I can, use a picture as my cover. I think you can do that in TikTok too. It doesn't always have to be like a clip from the story. So you could have branded reels and TikTok, and shit, you can use that as a YouTube short cover too. 3 things in 1. You can also have, branded YouTube thumbnails. You should also have branded story templates. Like when you post stories, they should be looking like something, So when it's like, okay, when I want to, post something, I'll use this as the background, I'll use this picture, and you can kind of put it together. So pick 3 things. It can be a weekly post format like Studio Sundays or Freestyle Fridays or wear to wear, get ready with me as if you're a fashion girly. But I want you to pick like a weekly post format. That's one thing. I want you to pick a weekly live or story. That's another thing. And then I want you to pick one fan touch point. So whether that is polls, that is the question box, that is voice notes. If you want to start your own Discord, maybe we're not ready to start our own Discord server yet, but maybe you can start a broadcast channel. If you have a bunch of people on Instagram who already fuck with you, having a place for everyone to be able to talk is really important. But that is a rhythm. Okay, so pick out your rhythm. And now if you already post and you're like, I already go live once a week, I already post I already post at least 2 to 3 times a week. I'm always, posting my stories, then be like, okay, take it a step up. Start going live more than once a week. Start posting 5 to 7 times a week. Post in your stories every single day and start using a branded story template so it looks like something. So, different levels, different devils, but there's always ways to, elevate and do all that. A plan makes all the difference. It really does. It really does. And your brand becomes memorable when it feels like a reliable vibe that fans can count on, even if it's just twice a week. Okay, that's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, babes. Better than nothing. And it's way better than you going hard for a month and then ghosting for half a year. Okay? We don't want any burnout. All right, you guys. Action plan walkthrough. So I spent way too much time on the fan funnel. My bad. I just got really excited and then went into like the different types of content and everything. But your action plan is located. There's actually like the action plan worksheet in the full, branding guide 2.0 PDF. There's a full branding guide worksheet, or you can just go to your Insiders Hub and you can download the doc in there as well. It's in your content vault. It has all of the content for April. So when you are doing an action plan, the whole point of this action plan worksheet, oh, you know what? Let me see if screen sharing is done being a bitch and wants to work. And it does. Look at screen sharing working. Oh, we love to see it. Okay, so let me make this not for ants. Girl, are y'all seeing this? I could not click it fast enough. Okay. So this worksheet is to help you turn your branding and your strategy into an actual action plan that you can use. Because all the strategy in the world don't mean shit if you don't know what to do with it, okay? So you want to set goals that are SMART goals. You guys have heard of SMART goals before, probably, but if you haven't, they are S specific, M measurable, A achievable, R relevant, and T time bound. So you want to create SMART goals to identify what branding milestones you want to achieve in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, right? Nobody plans for 9 months out. I'll take the 9 out of there. So it could be for this quarter, for the next half of the year, or for the full year going forward. So define your top goals for the next 90 days. Start there. Like start with just defining what's my number one priority right now. After you have thought about what you want to do for the whole year, you want to break it down like, okay, immediately, like in the next 90 days, I got this rollout that I need to do. I have this single coming out. And before I do any of that, I need to start posting content to see what content works the best for me so that when I do roll stuff out, I am doing it based on strategy that, this content does what I need it to do. Because I've tested it before, it works the way that I need it to work. I'm using this to promote my music, right? And how will achieving these goals impact your career? If you just want to show up in a consistent way, it's going to bring brand familiarity, but you want to think of your goals. Your goals should always be just short, simple, sweet. Are they about growth? Are they about community? Or are they about conversion? Just always keeping that fan journey in mind, not specifically because, growth, community, and conversion isn't the exact journey, but those are the kinds of goals where it's like, I don't even know what kind of goals I should have. Those are the kind of goals. And the growth should be realistic. Do not say you want 1 million followers by the end of the year. That's crazy. Like, what? Who's doing that? Like, that's, and it's like, if someone does magically do that, that should not be the goal. That is an exception. That is not the standard. So don't base your goals on things like that. Um, so you want to focus on having weekly habits and those kinds of things. Then you want to break down your goals into actionable steps. So if I know my first goal is I want to have 10K followers by well, we're talking about in the next 3 months. So if I want to have 1,000 new followers in the next 3 months, if I want to make sure that my content is getting more comments and shares, that can be, a community goal. If I want to launch a pre-save campaign and have 100 pre-saves for my next single, that can be a conversion goal. And so if those are your goals, what are the steps that you're doing to actually achieve it, to actually get there? That's something that you want to break down. Next, this is a part of the SMART goal thing, the time management and the scheduling. You need to set deadlines for the shit that you're doing above because everything is timely, right? Look, if we don't set goals and if we don't set timelines to achieve those goals, we ain't got no plan. We're making wishes at that point. Like we are making wishes. We are not doing a strategy. So you need to have deadlines for each of the steps that you are taking to achieve those goals because, like you said, you wanted to make those goals happen in 90 months. Them goals aren't going to make themselves happen if you don't have deadlines. And if you haven't tried to do it yet, then maybe you don't know how much time it takes. And if you don't meet those deadlines because it took longer than you anticipated, that's okay. Have some grace with yourself. You have never done this shit before. And even if you've been doing it for 10 years, you have never done it on the level that you want it to be at. So it's a growth process. Don't be, these deadlines are not here to limit you or to make you feel stressed and have pressure. They're to make sure you get shit done. They're to make sure you don't sit on your hands and be like, I could get that done whenever. Like, it's just to hold you accountable. And then think about how many hours per week you want to dedicate to those certain goals. What daily or weekly habits can you do to stay on track? um what resources do I need to make this shit happen? Do I need Canva, CapCut, Chat GPT? Do I need a graphic designer? Do I need a photographer? Do I need, contractors that are outside of my immediate realm? And if I don't have the money, do I need to, go hard and pick up some extra shifts at work so that I can have at least 5 G's in my back pocket for the extra stuff that I can't do myself? So it's not about going into debt and getting $100,000 loan from the fucking like opening an LLC, getting a crazy loan, like nothing like that. No, do this in a manageable way. And the only way that it's manageable is if you have a plan to manage, right? And then, yeah, measuring your success and all of that. The reason why analytics matter is because you need data to analyze, to understand. Because a lot of times we'll just think, if I don't get this many followers, if I don't have this many likes, if I don't have these many views, it's not working. That's a lie from hell. Look at outside of just that, you can look at your engagement. You can look at, and once you are actually selling things, look at your, streams, look at your actual sales and link it back to the work that you have done. Did I post my streaming link on my story? Was I only posting my Spotify link? And am I upset that everybody's only listening on Spotify? No one's listening on Apple? Like, those are the kinds of things that you want to take into consideration. You can think about challenges that might arise and how you can adapt if you need to, all of that great stuff. But this action worksheet can be found in the brand blueprint right here. You guys can see my screen, right? All right. Any questions before I move on from the action plan? Why she just called me out? What'd I say? I don't even know what I said. My bad. Okay, so by the end of tonight, I want you to pick at least, again, one brand rhythm that you want to have, one visual upgrade that you want to make to your social media, and one fan experience moment to focus on this week. So let me know what your rhythm is going to be. You guys can drop this in the tips and challenges thread. So you don't have to implement any of this alone. Use the Discord, share. If you haven't shared your mood board, please share your mood board. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to create content if you know what the world you're trying to build looks like. I'm only trying to help you out. I'm not trying to hinder. I'm always trying to help. So if you have not made a mood board yet, please make your mood board. If you have not shared it with us in Discord yet, please share it with us in Discord because I'm nosy. I just want to know. I just want to see it. Okay. So the homework, post, your fan journey map, one brand rhythm, one branding goal, or like I said, one visual upgrade, one fan experience moment that you're going to focus on this week, let us know in the tips and challenges thread. And let me ask you guys, what was your biggest aha moment today? Let me know in the chat before we go. Next week is our final branding session before we head into content creation in May. Yay! So we are going, literally next week is April 30th. It's like the last day in April. But in May, or next week, we are going to dive into monetize your brand. So I know I talked about merch and I talked about sales and I tapped on things a little bit, but if you have no idea where to even get started when it comes to selling things and how to make money from your brand, we're going to talk about how to turn your world into income and into actual revenue. So what to sell, how to package it, and how to start building offers that fans will buy. So please, you guys, RSVP for next week's stream right the fuck now if you have not already. I do not want to be in the stream worrying about going into Luma and making sure that people's RSVPs have been, you know, out of the pending. Like, I should not be doing that on the day of the call to try to, like, please, guys, go RSVP right now. If you do, like, because all of these are on the homepage of your Inner Circle Insiders membership site. You do not have to wait for me to drop it in the Discord for you to RSVP. If you cannot find the link, then let me know. But yes, please RSVP for next week's stream in the events and reminders. Drop your homework in the tips and challenges. The replay will be in the Insiders Hub in the course section as always, and I will also post that in Discord as well. And like I said, I am going to copy and paste the different content ideas for the fan, you know, journey mapping exercise that we did. I will post those in Discord as well. But that's it for me, you guys. Thank you guys so much. I know I yapped extra long this session, but I appreciate you guys all letting me keep going. I'd like to open the floor. Any questions before I let you go? Loved it. Thanks, Reem. Moon said no, thank you. This was solid. Thank you. You're welcome, David. Perfect. All right, you guys. Yes, thank you so much, Anna. Thank you so much, Langley. I appreciate you guys. I have been having so much fun on here. Excited that we are almost done with our whole first month. We're almost done with our whole first workbook. So I am going to be spending this week and next week getting ready for May, mapping out everything that we will be doing, the live streams, the new workbook we're working through, how I'm going to help you guys with your content strategy, and how we are going to now apply these branding guidelines into the content creation that we need. So I'm feeling like a real artist right now. I got some work to do. Yes, love it. I missed some of the first half, but I'm gonna rewatch. Of course, yes, no worries. Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me. Kesh, thank you, my girl. I see your love too. And I will see you same time. New Zoom link. Like I said, please RSVP. All right. Till next time, just stay tuned with the jazz, and I'll see you later. Bye, y'all.